going to compare fractions, decimals, and percents. So now that we know how to convert them, because we did that on Friday, we went, forward, backward, decimals, fractions, percents, we can now compare them. Perfect. And the activity you're going to be doing today is just that, comparing the different values. Okay, so I'm going to give you guys advice on how to compare. If you recall from the first week of school, you may not like my strategy or my advice, and that's fine as long as you come up with your own way to do that, okay? So, I'm going to give you advice. You may not like it, and I'm okay with that. Just you have to come up with something that works for you so you can still get the right answers, right? Okay, so here's my advice. Advice for comparing different forms of values. Change everything to anybody want to guess? A decimal. That is my words of wisdom for today. Change everything to a decimal. Right? That's probably the easiest form to put a number into, where you can just look at the digits and know which is greater, which is less. Okay? So we'll do a few examples. So we're going to put some values in order from least to greatest. You guys have been doing least to greatest since probably kindergarten, maybe first grade. I know this because I now see my children's work, and I know that that's something that they've been able to do, right? So I've got a fraction, I've got a decimal, I've got a percent. And I need to put them in order from least to greatest. Luckily, I have that beautiful conversions foldable that can tell me exactly how to do this. So, what is 1/4 as a decimal? 0.25. Okay. 0.2 repeating, I can just extend that to 0.22 because I'm going to try to make everything have the same number of decimal values. And then 27% can be written as what decimal? Onyx? 0.27. So now I have them all written as decimals. We can think of this as money, right? So least to greatest, here's the catch though. You must write your answer in the original form. So even though we converted them all to decimals, when we list our answer, we need to put them back in their original form. Coming around, checking your jams, making sure we've got everything filled in. Awesome note takers in here. Okay, so what's the least value that was originally given to me? What's the smallest value, Presley? 0.2 repeating. And then what do I have? Linux? 1/4. And then that leaves me 27%. I'm going to put a border around it so everybody knows that's my final answer. Okay, let's try another one. Put the values in order from least to greatest. We've got a fraction, we've got a decimal, we've got a percent. All right, so I'm going to do the same strategy. I'm going to convert them all into decimals. So what is 2% as a decimal? Feeling pretty strongly about their conversion abilities. What do you think? Let's hear from someone besides people that have already volunteered. Nolan? 0.02. Excellent. Okay. And what is 1/10 as a decimal? Keegan? 0.10. And we're going to try to make sure we have the same number of decimals so it's easy to compare. And then, of course, we have 0.03. So what will my final answer be from least to greatest? Kyle? 0.02, 0.03, and 0.10. Oh, close. It's going to be 2%. Look at that. I just was like, yeah, he's totally got it. It's going to be 2%, 0.03, and 1/10. Anybody have questions on how to compare fractions, decimals, and percents? Does anybody have a different strategy you would use besides just converting to decimals? I'm just curious. Like, there's no wrong answer here. Does anybody have a strategy they prefer or they've used in the past? No? Decimals is how you go? All right. So let's put a calculator on your iPad because some of the fractions are hard to do. Now, I need you guys to keep in mind that when it comes time for the assessment in a couple weeks, you will not be able to use a calculator. Unless, of course, you have modifications. But you will not be able to use a calculator. All right, so on your calculator, on your iPad, I'm showing you how to put one on there. Yep, that's what we're doing right now. Okay, so choose Safari, and then at the top, choose Desmos.com. Okay. And then Math Tools, right up here in the top where it says Math Tools, and there's a little drop down. You're going to choose Scientific Calculator. And then this little like arrow up top. You guys see that? It's right here. You're going to click that. And down here, I want you to add it to your home screen. That should be an option for you. So you click that up there, add to your home screen. If you haven't already. And then now, when you go to your home screen, you should have something that just goes straight to this. Okay, so this is the calculator we will be using in our classes this year. Again, it's an effort to make it less confusing, one less strange testing thing to have the calculator that you're using on the test in April be one you're comfortable with and you've used for a while. Okay. Any questions about that? All right. So now I'm going to pass out your assignment for today, and then I'll show you how I think it would be best for you to complete it. I hate that it's on colored paper, but for some strange reason, it's there's like no white paper on the top of it. It's like either yellow or purple. So downstairs, I went downstairs to look for white paper. I don't know where it's headed. I'm not sure what that situation is. I mean, yellow's not terrible, but it's just, I prefer white, boring white paper. Everybody get a calculator on their iPad, okay? All right. So let's take a look at this. I'm sorry? Oh. Okay, so here we are. It'd help if you could see my screen, yeah? So I think the best strategy here is to write the decimal values below and make sure they have the same number of digits, right? So this is great. It's already as 0.013. And then what would 4% be as a decimal with 3 digits? What would it be, Presley? 0, right? So I'm going to, since this has 3 digits, I'm going to make sure this one has 3 digits. So now all I need to look at is what is bigger, 13 or 40? 40. So that would be my answer there. Okay. So we're doing inequalities here. Less than, greater than, or equal to could be the choices. Does anybody have questions about this before I just let you go? Okay.